What's going on, stackers? So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you some really easy methods for doing KDP low content book niche research, because niches are everywhere. So welcome back to StackinProfit. My name's Paddy, and over here we give you the tools and resources to learn, grow and master passive income streams so that you can live a life of freedom. Now, like I said, I'm going to be sharing with you some really easy methods for researching low content books. What we're actually going to do is just share two methods for actually research. Now, these methods are actually free as well, so it's not going to cost you a dime. Now, let's go over to Amazon and let's get this video started. Now, like I said, I'm going to share with you two simple ways for doing research. Now, the second one is going to be here on Amazon using Author Centrals. And the first one, which we're going to cover first, is just by using Google. Now, I've actually covered these methods on the channel before, so you more than likely have already seen them, but I still get asked on a daily basis how to find niches. Now, once you understand this, you'll find out that niches are absolutely everywhere. Now, what we want to do on Google is find lists of animals, lists of pets, lists of hobbies, lists of sports, lists of jobs. All of these are niches, and there's some type of low content book tied together with these niches. So all here, animals. You can find animal notebooks, animal colouring books, animal activity books. So animals goes into a lot of different books. Same with pets. Same with sports. Same with everything. Literally everything is a niche. And the easiest way to find these niches is just by using Google like this, because someone else has already put in the time and the effort to actually put together a list of sports, a list of animals, and then we can find this over on Google. So if we go to here, list of animals, we have lots here. We have insects, dinosaurs, reptiles, and so many different types. And again, all of these are going to be books tied, niches tied to books. So what you want to do is come here. So look at this, A to Z animal listing. We could go onto a website like this. Just give that a second. And then we could start scrolling down. So we have an aardvark, an addax, never actually heard of that one. So quite a few of these aren't going to be no good, but others are, like elephant. That could work. Lions, penguins, these are all niches. Now, depending on the type of book that you're going to create will depend on what you actually research here on Amazon. So let me change this to all, like so. And let me just put in notebook. For this example, we're going to do notebook. You could do a composition notebook. You could do a colouring book. You could do an activity book. The principles remain the same. So for this instance, let's type notebook. Now from here, we can see there's a lot of other niches. This is using AM's suggestion expander, and what this does is pulls up all the keywords, the normal ones, all the keywords before, then all the keywords after, and other, as we can see just here. And you can get some really great ideas just from this, but what we want to do is use notebook as our seed keyword, and then we want to go at the beginning, and then all of these animals, or all of these pets, or all of these sports, foods, plants, and everything like that, you want to put before notebook. For this example, we were just on here. So let's have a look at an aardvark. So I'm not too sure about that one. Aardvark. And we can see Amazon has auto-populated this. So why does Amazon auto-populate this? Well, that means that people are actually searching for this book. So there's actually people searching for an aardvark notebook. Now from here, what I would do is click on this, give that a second to load up. And I would also use, if we click on this extension just here, SPT's Chrome extension. This is the KDP Niche Research extension, and we can see that just here. So now I would go through all of these lists, putting them into Amazon. Now that's gone a bit weird, but putting all those lists into Amazon, as we can see just here, we have a 14 score. I'd go through every single one of them, doing the research to see if it's a good enough book for me to publish. Now from here we can see that Aardvark Notebook doesn't really look that great, has a score of 14, but those results are really, really low. So if we actually scroll down and take a look, we can see Aardvark notebooks, and people are actually buying them because look, this has a BSR, which means it's sold. This one hasn't. This one hasn't. This one has 10 million BSR. So when the BSRs are that high in a niche, this means that this is more of a micro niche. So with a micro niche, not very many people are going to be searching for that, so you're not going to make very many sales. But we can still see that it sells, not very often, because look, on this first page, there's more books with no BSRs than there is with BSRs. So maybe this is something that I would not publish a book in, because we can see by all of these books, maybe it's a glitch, I'm not too sure. So Alligator Aardvark Composition Notebook. That's a little bit weird because an aardvark is completely different to an alligator, and they don't even have an aardvark on the front. That's a little bit weird, but hey ho. My point is, this is probably a niche that I would not publish, but now I would go through all of these, put in penguin, elephant, another elephant, lions, keep going through, trying to find those niches. Once I find a niche that I like, I'd put that into a notebook or a spreadsheet for future reference. But that's it. That's how simple this is, because everything is a niche. Animals are a niche. Pets are a niche. Sports are a niche. Job titles are a niche. You know, nurses, doctors, things like that. These are all niches. And by using lists in Google and then using Amazon as well, we can unearth some really, really great niches. So that's the first one. That's the first way that I wanted to share with you, just by using Amazon and lists of things over in Google. Now please remember, there is a lot more ways to research than this. I could dive a lot deeper. I could use helium-10. I could use helium-10 Cerebro, helium-10's reverse ASIN tool, and then use books here. Take that BSR, not the BSR, sorry. Take the ASIN, plug that in over on helium-10, and I could look at all the related keywords to that book. So remember, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Now, I don't know where that saying came from. It's an old English saying, but saying it out loud sounds a little bit weird. So that's the first way. The second way is just by using Amazon and Author Central. So let me show you what I mean. For this instance, let's go for colouring books. So let's just type in colouring book as our seed keyword. We can see there's a lot of different ones here. We have colouring book for adults, toddlers 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 12, seniors, mandala, anatomy, and so many more. But for this instance, we just want to find colouring books. That is it, because we want to find people with author centrals. Now, why is that? Well, stick around and you're going to find out why. Now, let's just leave this on for a second. We'll leave that. I was going to turn it off, but let's leave it on. Now, from here, what I want to do is go through the first page and look for people who have an author central. So right here, we can see this person has an author central. So now I would open this up, give that a second, and now I would go through all of these books to see what the niches are. Then I would actually write down all of these niches in a notepad or a spreadsheet, things like that, for future reference. But I'd go through here. So let's have a look at this one. Nursery Rhymes to Share. So that's not really a colouring book. My Fashion. So a fashion sketchbook. That could work. Now, if we go back over to Amazon in a new tab, let's just open that like so. Then, if we actually scroll back down, so we had fashion. So a fashion colouring book. I know that is an actual book or a niche. So let's go on all departments and do fashion. Fashion colouring book. book, and we can see a lot of people are searching this, quite a lot, because there's even more related keywords. We have fashion colouring book for girls, adults, women, teens. Now I'd go through all of these, clicking on them, and then again checking that SPT Chrome extension score, if I can find it. So let's scroll up. Scroll up some more, please. There we go. So I would use this SPT Chrome extension score on all of these keywords just here. So again, this is actually what takes time. The niches, finding the niches is the easy part. Finding the profitable niches is a little bit more trickier, just because it takes a lot more time. But from here, I'd go on every single one of these keywords, checking that score. And that score, we want anything in between 50 and 60. Good niche. Anything above 60 would be even better. But again, I'd go through all of these keywords one by one, checking them to see if they're profitable. Then once I've done that, I would move on. Well, actually, I will take all the profitable keywords and put that into a notepad or a spreadsheet. Then I'd go back over to here and start going through the rest. So we did that one, fashion, so a fashion colouring book. From here, we don't really have a niche, just the ultimate, so I'm not going to do that one. Then from here we have dragons, dinos, robots, ninjas. They're all niches, so I'd go back over to here, take away this, and then do dragon. And we can see people are searching for this, and quite a lot of people at that, because there's a lot of related keywords. Now remember this, the more keywords there are, it means that those keywords, those niches, gets a lot of traffic. So right now, I'd go through every single one of these. Again, checking with that SPT Chrome extension to see if it's worth time actually creating that book. And if it is, I'd take that keyword and go and put that into a notepad or a spreadsheet. And again, I'd do that one by one on every single keyword here. And then once I've done that, I would move on to the next, and I'd go through this whole page writing down the niches, seeing if they're profitable or not, to see if I want to create books in those niches. But that's what I'd do. Now, why do we need this author central? Well, it's quite important, because now when someone has an author central, we can see all related authors. So if we scroll down and have a look right here on the left hand side, we have, if we actually click on read more, we have, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 author central accounts here, all related to this niche, the colouring book niche, which I can now go through and check out. So once I've gone through this page, the second page, the third page, writing down all the niches, checking to see if they're profitable, I would then move on to one of these. So I'd open this up in a new tab and then do exactly the same thing here as well. I'd go through all of these books, writing down the niches, seeing if they're profitable. Then once I've done that, I'd open another publisher and go through. I'd spend a good few hours doing this to unearth those really, really great niches. But that's what I'd do. That's 2 simple strategies for researching KDP low content book niches. So go ahead, give these 2 methods a try and see what niches that you can find. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been StackinProfit, and I'll see you again soon.